Hello, I'm Julian Northbrook, the esteemed leader of the extraordinary English speakers. Morning. Today I am running the Kyoto Marathon, or the Tokyo Seaside Marathon. I ran it last year. Last year I got 1 hour, 47 minutes, 22 seconds. Half marathon, so it's 20 kilometers, and I am going to miss the bus, so I've got to go. This year I wanted to run it in 90 minutes, but I didn't do much running for the last couple of months. So I don't think I'm going to do it in 90 minutes. I want to beat my time from last year, but even if I do it by 1 minute, that's enough. A couple of days ago, I ran the Kyoto Seaside Marathon, which is a 20-kilometer race around Kyoto-ku, an area of Tokyo. They call it the Seaside Marathon because part of the route goes along the edge of the sea around Tokyo Bay. It's a fantastic race, great views for most of the route, not the whole route, but most of it. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it immensely, and I got a slightly better time than last year, which was also a bonus. It is no exaggeration to say that running has changed my life. Right now, I am fitter, healthier than I have ever been at any other point in my entire life, which in and of itself is, a great reason to keep running. But actually, that is not the only reason I run, or indeed even the primary reason that I run. You see, as well as the health benefits that come from running, it also helps me to learn the skills that I need faster and more effectively than I could ever do if I didn't run. Which is why, in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 5 ways to use running to improve your English faster than you could ever believe possible. First and foremost, increased concentration, focus, and creativity. It's well documented that people who do sports, running included, tend to have much higher levels of concentration, focus, and, yes, creativity. Suffice to say that all of my good ideas that I have in my business tend to come when I'm out running. If I'm just sitting slumped over my desk, nothing's happening up here. But when I'm running, as a result of the energy that I get from running and the endorphins that are, being pumped into my brain, as well as the stimuli from all around me, the visual input, the sounds, all of the rich input that you get from the environment, I'm having ideas every 5 seconds. All of the good ideas that I've had in my business have come out running, including the idea for my second book, Small Talk Superhero, which I will tell you all about in another video another time. And I'm sure I don't need to explain to you why increased concentration, focus, and creativity can only help you to learn and get good at English faster. Focus, concentration, it's something that all of us lack in this modern world of distractions all around us, but creativity too. Language learning is about pattern recognition, recognizing chunks of language, patterns within language. Increased creativity, you increase your ability to recognize those patterns. You notice more happening in the language. Second, running is what we call a keystone habit. A keystone habit is a positive habit that automatically creates multiple other positive habits in our lives. Great example of this would be something like quitting smoking. You quit smoking and you feel healthier. Because you feel healthier, you want to do more, you have more energy. Plus, we're not smoking all day long now, so we have more time, and we're not buying cigarettes, we have more cash. We're now able to use that energy, extra time, cash, all that, all the stuff that we now have that we didn't have before to be more productive, to do other things in our life, to learn new skills. English, for example. Running is exactly the same. Because we start running, we have more energy, we have more concentration, we have more focus.
we are now able to use those to improve things like our English much more effectively. Number 3, running keeps your body occupied but leaves your ears and your brain free. Audio lessons are a fantastic way to improve your English, if they ever get listened to. Almost everything I learn, every skill that I learn these days is done via audio training whilst running, whether it's Japanese or some other language. Recently I'm dabbling in different languages, nothing serious, just playing around with it, but also things like marketing, business skills. Everything that I do these days, every skill that I learn is mostly learned via audio training. But you know what? If I were to try and do that at home, it ain't gonna happen, because as soon as I put that audio training on, not even 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what's happening on Facebook. I wonder if anybody's uploaded an interesting video to YouTube. And before I know it, I'm just faffing around, surfing the internet, and the audio training, it's completely forgotten and it just never gets done. So now I do all of my learning using this, my iPhone, and a pair of these whilst I'm out running. Seriously, try it. Get some good audio lessons. Load them into your iPhone and listen to them whilst you're out running. With all the other benefits that you get from running, the increased concentration, focus, creativity, as well as the fact that your body is occupied. It's very hard to get distracted when you're out running. You'll be able to listen to the lessons and just get it done. Of course, you're going to need high quality audio lessons. And hey, wouldn't it be nice if those audio lessons were automatically synced to your phone? Aha, well that's where Julian Northbrook's League of Extraordinary English Speakers comes in. Every week you get a new EES episode to study. Each episode is a lesson designed to teach you all the language that you need for the world of international business or whatever situation it is that you use English in. We study conversation-based stories. I take the story, I dissect it, and I explain the meaning of all the common phrases, chunks, and expressions of language that you're going to need. Well, each lesson also comes with an audio version that can be automatically synced to your iPhone or Android or whatever device it is that you use via a special members podcast feed. So you don't even have to do anything. You can just plug in your headphones when you go out running and start it going. To check that out, head over to doingenglish.com/membership, or the link is in the description. Number 4, simply put, you will remember more of the language you are learning if you're out running than you will if you're at home slumped over a desk. If you're always in the same environment, slumped over a desk and nothing is ever changing around you, then your brain will basically just switch off and go to sleep. But when you're out running, and everything around you is changing. You know, there are always different sights to see, sounds to hear. Everything keeps your brain alert. And obviously, when your brain is alert and awake, it's going to learn the language that you're hearing in your audio lessons much more effectively than it will if you're half asleep and daydreaming about something else. Not only this, but your brain will actually connect the information, the words and the phrases and the chunks that you're hearing in your audio lessons to the environment around you. The sights and the sounds will all meld together to help embed that language deep into your memory so that you don't forget it. Not only that, but your brain will actually start to connect the words and the phrases and the chunks and all the language that you're hearing in your audio lesson to the environment around you. Even if those connections are totally random, it doesn't matter. It's this rich information that helps to embed the language deep into memory and aids retention so that you don't forget the language 5 minutes later. Finally, and in my opinion, most importantly, point number 5, it quickly becomes a habit. You'll very quickly find that once you get into running, it does become a habit. And, you know, if you go out 2 or 3 days a week, on those days when you always go out, if you don't go out, you're starting to get fidgety, you start to get irritated. I go out running every single day at the same time, and that habit is so deeply ingrained now for me that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when it's time to go out running, if I'm busy with something else and can't go, I start to get really irritable, really fidgety, because it's my running time, it's my daily habit. I want to go out running. Well, if you make learning English a part of that, you are learning English whilst you are running, again with audio lessons or whatever, then that is also going to become a very deeply ingrained habit. You know what it's like when you've got study to do, you've got lessons that you've got to listen to, but you know, you're busy with other things. There's something interesting on TV and they just don't get done. Well, if you're in the habit of going out running anyway, and you're listening on your headphones from your iPhone, Android, whatever device it is that you have, it's pretty difficult not to do it. So you end up studying, listening to the lessons every single day, or however often it is that you go out running, which means over time you are getting way more English input, English practice. If you're doing, shadowing whilst you're out running, I do it, hey, why not? Then you are getting a lot more than you would otherwise. Again, if you need some great audio lessons to listen to whilst you're out running, then join us in Julian Northbrook's League of Extraordinary English Speakers, doingenglish.com/membership, or the link is in the description. There's a new EES episode out every Friday, and each episode includes a 30-minute video lesson to study, and again, a complete audio version of the video lesson synced straight to your device, iPhone, Android, whatever it is that you are using. This year I did it in 1 hour, 42 minutes, 11 seconds, which is a few minutes quicker than last year. And I was number 311, which again is a bit better than last year. I think I was about 400 something last year. Can't remember, but good job. That is it for this video, but before I go, are you a runner? If you are, tell us all about it in the comments. And if you are a runner, do you listen to English lessons whilst you're running? If you don't, I strongly recommend that you do. Thank you, and goodbye.